bringing you the facts with the precision of AI and the judgment of real journalists. This is Neural Newscast.
Welcome to Neural Newscast Deep Dive. I'm Isabella, your psychology reporter, and with me is Benjamin, your innovation correspondent. Today, we're unpacking moments where history, culture, and design reshape how we think. On this day in 1950, two men attempted to assassinate President Harry Truman at Blair House, an attack that shocked the nation and triggered swift changes in security and legal responses.
It was a security wake-up call. Overnight, the incident accelerated Secret Service protocols, interagency coordination, and the legal framework around threats to national leaders.
Psychologically, events like that seed widespread fear and uncertainty, reshaping perceptions of safety and trust in institutions almost instantly.
And in the security innovation space, crises compress timelines. New technologies, stricter procedures, and better training get fast-tracked because the threat has been made painfully concrete.
There's also a social ripple. People look for causes and blame, and policymakers face pressure to act decisively, often negotiating that delicate balance between protection and civil liberties.
That tension shapes legal responses, from investigations and trials to policy proposals, which in turn govern how protective tools are adopted and regulated afterward.
The emotional aftermath matters too. Collective trauma can shift everyday behavior, heighten vigilance for both officials and civilians, and reframe public conversation around leadership vulnerability.
Practically, it becomes a catalyst for immediate change, tighter access control, revised chains of command, and clearer legal mechanisms for prosecuting such acts.
It reframes risk perception. Leaders and the public reinterpret what's possible, influencing everything from emergency planning to baseline anxiety levels.
For innovators and policymakers, it forces a hard audit. What failed? What should be built to prevent recurrence? And how to implement solutions that stay within ethical and legal guardrails.
Those are the core tensions: safety versus rights, quick fixes versus long-term resilience, that surface after an attempted assassination and echo across daily life in measurable ways.
A singular event can rewrite priorities overnight, aligning legal, technical, and social responses in ways that leave a lasting imprint.
Time for a quick pause. We'll explore more when Neural Newscast Deep Dive returns. Switching gears, today we celebrate the birthdays of Stephen Crane, 1871, Larry Flynt, 1942, and Lyle Lovett, 1957.
Nice lineup. Different worlds entirely, and a great way to trace cultural shifts. Which one do you want to dive into?
Let's focus on Stephen Crane. His work, especially The Red Badge of Courage, probes fear, courage, and the messy interior life of a soldier with startling psychological honesty.
Totally. Crane centers internal experience over grand narration. It almost reads like an early study in subjective cognition, right?
Exactly. He isn't just describing events. He's mapping thought processes under stress, toggling between shame, bravado, and survival instinct. That's why his narratives resonate with readers and clinicians who study trauma and moral injury.
I hadn't framed it as proto-psychological case studies, but it fits. His sparse, vivid prose drops you into a character's mind without prescribing how to feel.
And that show-don't-tell approach mirrors clinical observation. We infer internal states from behavior, imagery, and brief dialogue. Crane does it with precision, making his characters feel almost experimentally real.
There's also an innovation angle. Stylistically, he broke from Victorian conventions toward modern realism, a disruptive shift in storytelling norms.
Yes, and disruption in form changes how people process experience. His realism nudged readers to wrestle with emotional ambiguity instead of defaulting to moral certainties, crucial for empathy development.
Any lesser-known details that connect to that psychological impact?
One striking detail is how young he was while producing such mature work, compressing intense observation into short pieces. That economy reflects keen sensitivity to human behavior and heightened psychological effect.
That economy is like efficient coding. More signal, less noise, so the emotional content lands harder.
Great analogy. His concentrated language acts like cognitive shorthand, triggering rich associations without overwriting readers' interpretations.
And culturally, his influence ripples forward into film and literature, where interiority becomes a narrative device, not just exposition.
From a clinical perspective, those devices let readers practice perspective taking, imagining alternative responses to fear or moral dilemmas, which shapes social cognition over time.
So celebrating Crane today is more than honoring a literary figure. It's recognizing a formative influence on how we narrate human minds.
Precisely, his work models nuanced inner life and invites sustained reflection on courage, vulnerability, and the stories we tell ourselves under pressure.
That's a powerful legacy. His stylistic choices expanded the storytelling tools we use to make sense of experience.
And that continued relevance, how his probing of human nature still informs readers, writers, and clinicians, feels like the clearest mark of his lasting legacy. We'll be right back after this short break.
You are listening to NNC, Neural Newscast. All the day's news synthesized and verified. Visit our archive for past episodes at neuralnewscast.com.
Thanks for staying with us on Neural Newscast Deep Dive. Let's pivot to our fact of the day. In Micronesia, specifically on the island of Yap, some traditional coins are stone discs up to 12 feet across. It's such a striking image. It immediately makes you rethink what a coin can be.
Absolutely. At that scale, it feels like public art as much as currency. The sheer size changes how people physically interact with money.
Psychologically, encountering currency that large shifts perceptions of value and normalcy. We expect coins to be small and handheld. This flips the script.
And practically, you start imagining infrastructure, transport, display, and community ownership. The fact forces a rethink of logistical norms for everyday objects.
It also spotlights symbolism. At that size, money can serve communal or ceremonial roles, not just transactional ones, reshaping social rituals around exchange.
Right. It becomes a landmark, as well as currency, intersecting design, public space, and economy in unexpected ways.
That intersection shows how a single design choice, making a coin 12 feet across, can ripple into cognition, behavior, and community practice.
A reminder that material dimensions shape systems. A 12-foot coin reframes monetary systems into something almost architectural. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive. From Isabella and all of us at Neural Newscast, I'm Benjamin. Join us next time.
You've been listening to Neural Newscast, AI-powered, human-reviewed. For past episodes, visit neuralnewscast.com. Neural Newscast merges real and AI-generated voices to ensure rapid, high-quality news production. Our content is created using advanced AI models and rigorously reviewed by humans for accuracy and fairness. Despite efforts to prevent AI errors, occasional inaccuracies may occur. We encourage listeners to cross-check critical details with trusted sources. Read about our AI transparency at nnewscast.com.